I know it's been some time since my last video, but I plan on making more videos on a regular basis. Today's video is going to be focused on Oracle. I do have an older video that I've created, which will be linked up here, but this is the new version, which will cover some new tactics. And if you are a VIP member, I will take you through a series of steps to help you and guide you on how to set up your charts and also alerts so that you are alerted when fantastic opportunities like this one are presented to you. That being said, the very first thing you want to do is pick the 1 hour time frame. Once you've added Oracle to the chart, open up the settings, make sure that 60 minutes is selected under the resolution time frame. This is Bitcoin right now, but we will be looking at several coins. The objective of this exercise is to create a list of coins that, without any other technical analysis, have more winners than losers. The rule here is to use a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. This right here, if you had put a stop loss, let's say here, then obviously the stop loss would have got hit before the trade would have gone in your favor. So that would have not been a great trade. However, if you had put a stop loss above here and entered the trade somewhere on that red candle, then that would have been right here, would have been your 2-to-1, because this is a 4% win and over here is a 2% stop loss. So right around this 4% area, you'd be able to close your trade. Hope that makes sense. We're going to go pretty quickly here and we're going to compile a few coins that I've already compiled some. We'll look at those together, but just to get an idea of how you would back test them to ensure that they are the right option for you to be tracking. So on the 1 hour time frame, this is a phenomenal short. Trades like this where they go, meet their target on a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio are considered 2 points, and losers are ones that would hit the stop loss would be a -1 point. So 2 points. This one over here is 4 points. This one, if you use the discount zones that I will cover in the second or third video, a lot will make sense as to how this could actually have been a great trade and could have worked out in your favor, but we will come to that later on. So for the time being, we have 2, 4. I will count this as a winner. So 6. These two are losers, -1, -1. So we're at 4 points, +2, 6 points, +2, 8 points, +2, 10 points. So you get the idea. Overall, out of this many trades, and there's another winner there, but overall out of these 9 trades, these 2 would have definitely been losers, which would have been -2 points. But this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2 points, 14 points, minus the 2 points, you're up 120%. Essentially, you're up 12 points. Depending on the strategy you use, we have a strategy in our group called the double tens. That strategy obviously would definitely give you 12 points in total here. So that's Bitcoin. Now, if I was to look at Bitcoin and go back, this is all the way till November, I would say this is a good coin for me to start trading. The correct thing to do is keep going back in time, right? Loser, winner, winner, winner. You keep going back in time and you check, is this a good coin to be tracking? Is it giving us good entries at the bottoms? There are going to be some misfires, but once you add other technical analysis, that could be avoided. This trade, for example, may have been avoided with other technical analysis. That's going to be more of an advanced video that I will be releasing as we go further into this series, but this is going to be either a 3 or 4 part series video that is going to cover Oracle. Yeah, so this is great. So once you've identified this as a good coin, you could right click and then you could have a list that you've created. I've got several lists, but you could go into here and add it to one of your lists. Okay, so in this particular case, here are some random ones and some good ones that I found. So they're kind of mixed in with each other. I wouldn't necessarily go with these and start only trading off of these, but you know, you're more than welcome to obviously check these ones out. So we're going to pick another one randomly from here that I'd like to look at a little more. So let's go with the room because it's at the top here. And same thing, this is already set to 1 hour time frame. So let's see what kind of trades this gave us. I'm going to zoom out, and then if it gets like this and you want to see it, you know, you can just go into there and check that out. So you would have gotten on the candle close, no discount zone, over 6%. That's 4 points. This one is a loser, 3 points. This one is a winner, 5 points. And so you can zoom out again. 5 points. This one is a winner. 7 points. This one is a winner. Yeah. 9 points. And so here, this is a questionable. Maybe this is a loser. So that's 8 points. So quickly, you don't need necessarily to go all the way in and really get in. Just visually look and say, would this been a winner? Would this been a winner? And then if it is, you keep going and try and keep track, you know, of exactly what that number might be. So I think you were around 8, and then here you would have 10, and you would lose 1, 9, and this is a winner and this is a winner. So you get the idea. This is good enough to get on my list because this goes all the way back to June. So essentially that would be one I would get on my list. One thing I could do is go over here and I could pick a color like a green, saying that that's a good coin on the 1 hour time frame. So that's kind of the exercise that you want to do, and you want to go back and you want to just see overall how well this coin performs with no other technical analysis on the hourly time frame. Then what you'll do is you hop over to the 24-minute time frame. For that, I've got this dual chart set up where it's got a 2-column chart, and by clicking the tab button I can switch between the 2 charts. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select Rune on my left, and on the 1 hour is on Rune, and the 24-minute is on Rune as well. So now we go here and we make sure that the resolution is set to 24-minute, and then we check it on 24-minute. There might be really bad trades on the 24-minute. That's perfectly fine. You want to create ideally 2 lists. One is for your 24-minute time frame and one is for your 1 hour time frame. Coins that look like they behave better on one time frame versus another, you'd want to identify those and put them in their own list. But let's look at this. So this is definitely a loser, not a great start. This had a pretty big, actually no, this would have been okay because you could have got in on, again, we'll cover that in a later video, but you get in on the discount zone. Would have given you a nice potentially, you know, the 2.5%, and then the big drop, you know, all the way to here. Then you have this big drop. So, and by the way, kind of off topic, but you know, I guess it's not off topic, but you wouldn't trade this to this. They have nothing to do with each other. You would trade this, and if you wanted to take a long, you could hedge this as well, but you wouldn't cancel this trade just because you got a long trigger here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So loser, winner, we're even on these 2 points. Loser, 1 point, 3 points. Loser, 2 points. This is 2 points. So already I'm not, like, I see there's some decent trades here, and probably overall it's going to be okay, but I'm not in love with the 24-minute time frame. I would know that I would need to do more technical analysis if I got a trigger on the 24-minute time frame for this coin. So then I would move to another coin, and I'm not going to do this for every coin because that's not the intent of this video. The intent of this video is to show you how you could identify good coins. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do a second part, which is essentially to put the view where they're stacked on top of each other, the 24-minute and the 1 hour. Okay, we're going to zoom out less on the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to go all the way to the end. We're going to zoom out less on the 1 hour time frame and a lot more on the 24-minute time frame, because you can see where the mouse is. And then we want to look for, every time there's a 1 hour, I want to see if there was a 24-minute at the same time. I want to see when both go off at the same time. So this is the 24-minute, this is the 1 hour, and I have to zoom in over here to see what happened on the 1 hour. Yeah, so this was that trade that did go well, 7%. we also had the trigger go off. So you get the 24-minute, and then slightly thereafter you get the 1 hour within this around the same time frame. Okay, so that makes it a very good trade. And then over here we got this long setup, which again we're at on the same time, and that was a very nice trade. Come down to here, we got this short, and then we got a bunch of shorts. So now let's look and see. I'm not sure if this was a good trade or not, but we'll know in a moment here. So if you had got in on the bottom of the candle, yeah, I don't think it ever worked out, so that would have been a loss, and you got a double trigger there. So far there was one loser and two really big winners. Some of the coins that I've personally experimented with, when I do see a double setup where ultimately I'm seeing a really curious about this one, where I'm ultimately seeing a long, yeah, so look at this one again, very nice setup. When I see that the 24-minute and the 1 hour trigger together, I typically can look for a bigger trade. So, you know, in the case of this is a pretty big move. When I see both of these trigger, I'm more likely going to be a little more aggressive with my take profit as opposed to being conservative. I hope that makes sense. So that's how you would do this. You would continuously create backtest coins, and then you would add them to the list. And you could also make notes. I think it's Option N, Alt N, depending on what you're using, and you could write notes here. So you could say like, Rune is solid on 1 hour time frame, but not that amazing on 24-minute time frame. I noticed, and this is part of the journaling process that people talk about. It doesn't mean all the journaling has to be about the actual trades, but you're journaling as you discover things. So this is really key. So you'd say, I noticed that when both the 1 hour and 24-minute trigger together, the trade does look pretty solid overall. So now I click add, and I got that note. I know when I put it, I can delete it, I can edit. Really important. So as I continue to work on this and I press the save button, that is saved. So if I go over here and I go back to here, I've got my notes. And that is very good discipline for anybody who is a trader or working to become more serious about their trading. It's not always just the indicators that are important, but it's also your attitude and your discipline. Ultimately, this is how this whole thing works. You would identify coins, you would put them on the 24-minute, the 1 hour, look at the 1 hour first, make sure they pass the 1 hour test, and then if they're good, then also look at them on the 24-minute time frame. And now the next thing you want to do is set some alerts. A lot of you are very busy and don't have time to be charting and spending hours and hours a day on your trading. So this is great for you because you could take a weekend, set this up, and then from now on, every time one of these triggers, you would get a notification, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to go right in here and right click this and go add an alert. This is on the 24-minute time frame. Definitely want to make sure that you've got long selected, Oracle, once per bar close, which means this will continuously trigger, open-ended alert once per bar close, and then you would put a note here and you copy that message and paste it here, and then you create. Now what you want to do is you want to go over here, you want to right click and click the clone button here. Now you got two of them, and go into your second one, the cloned one, and click edit and change this to short, and make sure all this is correct. Don't put long, put short, and save. So there you have your 24-minute long and 24-minute short. Now what you want to do is you want to do the same thing for the 1 hour time frame. In order to do that, you go down here, you look for a trigger, right click, add an alert, same concept. This is a short, so we'll just select short, put that here, and create. Here, there we go. And then right click and clone, and take the clone version. And this one, you want to go long, you want to change this word, click save. There you go. So you got all these alerts here, and you can see that it consistently is triggering and firing off and keeps going back in time. I've got lots of triggers. So the idea is that when the trigger goes off, I would be able to come to the chart that's relevant. This could go off on your phone, by the way. It could send you an email that would also go off on your computer. And so you get a notification, and then you could come over and make sure if it says 24-minute, you select the 24-minute time frame, and then you would click on this is a BNB long. I have made some fantastic gains using this strategy. So I highly recommend that you take the time. It shouldn't really take you a whole lot of time. You're probably looking at 2-3 hours. Put on some nice music, create your list. This is not a final list by any means, so don't assume that these are all great. So all you have to do is create a list and then create 4 alerts, a short and a long on the 24-minute time frame, and then down here, a short and a long on the 1-hour time frame. And when the time is right, the triggers will go off, which will then prompt you to come to your chart and only then look at your chart. So that concludes pretty much the first video of several videos. As I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be 3 parts or 4 parts or 2 parts. Actually, it will definitely be 3 or 4 parts. If you liked what you heard and you valued this information, I would love to receive a like from you. And if you are currently not a subscriber, then by all means subscribe so that you can be notified of part 2. And also check out the other videos on the channel. The primary focus of this channel is to talk about our indicators, but I will be shifting focus slightly into actual strategies and tactics and doing some comparisons with other indicators as well in the coming weeks. Thank you for watching. We will see you soon.